Okay, so real quick, I know, like I said, I know you're getting a lot of information right now. I can't see all of you perfect over there, which I don't love, but it's okay. May, how are you? All right. This sheet right here, to me, is the most important. We just want to make sure everyone's on the same page. There's nothing more important to us as a staff, and I think needs to be for us as a group, than our culture and our habits. It's pretty simple, right? Like, do your job, do the right things, respectful at all times, team first. Why did we have success? I think we tried to do those. That doesn't mean you're going to be happy all the time with your role or with every one of your teammates at all times or whatever. That really doesn't exist. But if we kind of stick to these basic principles of, hey, I know I have to do my job, you have to do your job, she has to do her job, it gives us a lot better chance, right? Every day you're going to hear us talk about habits, right? So today we got new drills, new coaches. I know we have new players, new gloves. I want to see you sprint. I want to see you make hard puck plays. I want to see you play with grit, which basically means passion and perseverance for us.
We've had a lot of the same coaches the last 2 seasons. Coach Lee I had prior to playing here in Minnesota with the U.S. team, and then of course with the addition of Brianna Decker. I've played with her for 12 plus years, and so I'm very excited to be reunited with her. Obviously in a little bit different of a role from a coach to player versus player to player, but super excited for her to join this team, and I consider all of us lucky to be able to have the opportunity to learn from Brianna Decker.
All right, Dee, start with the puck.
I gave Ken a call in the offseason just asking him how the role would look if I was interested, and so after thinking about it for a long time and realizing it's probably the best move for me for coaching in the future and coaching right now, it just felt right. And I think there's obviously played with some of the players on the team, and so that's kind of a question I got quite often, is how that's going to be. But honestly, it's a professional level, they're professional athletes. I was once in their shoes, and so I know how to, how they like to be coached and whatnot. So I'm, like I said, I'm really excited about it, and the background to it was pretty simple as far as just me going through the process and getting the job.
I was super excited. It's honestly been years since I've seen Dex in person, but we've obviously tried to stay in touch over the years, and she was one of my U18 assistant coaches for the US, and we didn't even win that year necessarily at U18 Worlds, but it was overall one of the best experiences I've ever had because of the team, but also because of the whole staff and the group that we had there, and she was a huge part of that.
Since her playing days have ended, you look at her coaching career, and she's had success every year that she's been coaching. And you talk to the players that have coached her, they love her, and they want to win for her. And that's no different than when I was a player alongside her. She fostered a room that wanted to win, that wanted to compete, that wanted to work. And so I know she's going to bring that exact mentality as now a coach.
Well, I think having a road trip to start the year off is always a fun way to bond, and so it's hard with only 6-7 days of practice or whatever we've had, and so a nice road trip here is a good chance for us to do that. Exactly what you said, is to bond and get to know each other on a deeper level.
It's a different group this year than it was last year, but I think that just being able to have good culture and chemistry off the ice is really going to help us on the ice. And it's kind of ironic because I'm a second-year player, but technically a little bit of a veteran now when you look at our group. So just being able to make them feel welcome, make them feel comfortable. Obviously, I was in their positions last year. I kind of know how stressful, how anxious it is, but just reminding them, settle down, make your plays, believe in yourself, and just have fun out there, and the rest will take care of itself. But I think we have a good group that they've brought in, and I'm really excited to have them mesh with our whole group and see what we can do.
It's kind of a mix of everything, and just making sure everyone feels welcome. As a second-year player now, I know how it felt last year coming in, and it can be super intimidating, especially if you're not from around here. So the sooner that we can kind of build those friendships and build those relationships, I think that will translate to our on-ice play.
We have a starting point, and we have to get better. We got better as this game went along. I thought we, improved, and that's kind of the way we go about the season. We're looking to get better all year, so that come the end of the year, we put ourselves in a spot that we're in the playoffs, and then obviously we want to try to go deep once we get there. But we're a long way from looking at anything past that. So.
I think they're great. I love the way they operate, and you know, especially Ken. He's a very loose person and likes to, you know, crack jokes and that kind of thing. So that definitely fits my vibe. And also, you know, when it comes to game time, knowing what to expect and what he expects of you, and the things you need to work on and things you need to focus on. So yeah, overall, it's been great.
It's been a lot of fun. I've definitely learned a lot, and I know, I'm going to learn a lot more, but I think just being able to be on the ice with some of the best players in the world, it's really cool, and I'm just excited for the rest of the season.
It was good. I mean, it was definitely busy, but you know, we all got through it, and they pushed us hard and, you know, made us do some things that would get us ready for these 2 games, and I feel like we did that and kind of got together as a group.
For a second I was like, what am I doing here? But I kind of talked to myself a little bit, but my dad, since I was little, he's always said the only 2 things you can control is how hard you work and if you have fun. So I just kind of try to remind myself that at the end of the day, it's all about having fun and playing the game of hockey for what it is. So that's kind of how I settled myself.
There's no opportunity for complacency. If there is, we wouldn't have a job. And so I just think it's, it's a culture where you bring it every day. And while there are leaders and players have letters on their jersey, it takes all of us to lead in our own way and to be the best version of ourselves that we can be each and every day.
Well, I think as an entire group, it's unique to have 2 new expansion teams and a lot of players gone, but a nice core group that's stuck together and is going to be back. That I guess their goals are probably the same, as to try to make a run into 3-peat.
We're excited to get started on that journey to go back and defend our Walter Cup.